Mookie Betts, taking him deep. Hey guys, welcome to the newest edition of Lad Talk. Mason, the Dodgers opened up with a historic start to the season. First reigning World Series champions to open a season 8-0.
Yes.
But we're not going to talk about the first few games. We're a little bit behind, guys.
Yeah, a little bit. A slow start. Not like the Dodgers, but slow start for us.
Slow start for us, and we're going to do a little weekly recap. That's what we're going to be doing from now on, weekly recaps of the Dodgers. Last week they saw the Braves and the Phillies. Let's talk about it.
Great time in Tokyo. A lot of fun. You heard nothing but Shohei, which, why else? Why not? Great 2 games, and then boom, boom, in and out. Come back home, domestic opening day. Went pretty good.
The Dodgers were like the comeback kids through the first few games of the season. Looked really good against Detroit. Also had a couple comeback victories here against Atlanta. Let's talk about game 1. It was Glasnow on the mound, and he looked really good.
Yeah, big 6'11" or 12" Glasnow just pumping fastballs. Dude, he looks so good. Apparently they fixed something in his mechanics. Will Smith has said, he doesn't see the difference, and I don't know, neither do I, but you know what? Fluid, he looks really good. Great start.
He needs to throw more curveballs. Curveballs. Batters are hitting right around 100 against his curveball, and it's absolutely devastating.
Yeah, it's a big looper, just like Kershaw's was. Maybe a little bit more drastic just because of the sharpness, because of, how close he's getting to the plate and everything, his reach, his extension. So, yeah, great pitch. He needs to throw more.
Glasnow in this one struck out 8, just 2 hits, no runs allowed in 5 innings.
Really good.
Getting his first win of the year. 3 walks, though, and we'll get into it in his next start against Philadelphia. Too many walks.
Yes, and unfortunately, we're talking about earlier in the season, but as of right now in the season, what day is it? April 7th. They have the worst walks per 9 inning in the National League, and I think maybe even in baseball.
You got to attack the zone. Good things happen when you throw strikes.
Yes.
Dodgers are starting to find out over the last couple of games that when you don't throw strikes, bad things happen.
A lot of bad things will happen. Giving up free bases means giving up free runs. Not good.
Teo with that 2-run home run in the first inning, his second of the year. This is why they brought him back.
He's worth that big 4-year contract. He's going to be, I wouldn't say Mr. Consistent, but he's going to be somebody that's going to give you consistent at-bats, and he can do damage when he connects.
You love having Teo in the lineup.
Easy power.
Another new addition to the team, Michael Conforto, driving in a couple of runs with that double there.
Yes.
I really like his at-bats. He's got a patient eye at the plate. He makes you throw strikes, and when you do throw strikes, he's going to make you pay for it.
He looks just really, like you said, patient at the plate, but he looks really solid. Like, he's not jerky. He's really just fluid. Every movement is for a reason. No wasted movement in his swing. And you know what? You were talking about it. I was like, man, I guess I don't remember him playing that great for the Giants. It's because every time he played at home, he was terrible. But his road-home splits were the opposite of what you would expect. He played phenomenal on the road and terrible at home. So, good for him to get out of the Bay.
Yeah, playing at Pac Bell Park, AT&T Park, whatever the hell it's called now, Oracle Park. OPS in the 600s, below average hitter. But then on the road, his OPS over 850. He's an all-star player on the road, and every game's on the road now, except for when we play against the Giants.
Yes.
So Michael Conforto, great addition to this lineup.
Great stuff.
Kike Hernandez with a home run in this one, his second of the year. He's got 3 hits this year, folks. Guess what all 3 have been?
Home runs?
They've all been home runs. 3 home runs for Kike, 3 hits for Kike.
Good job, bud.
Let's bump up the average. Come on.
You know what? I'm so happy they brought him back, but I wish they would have done it sooner. He's a guy that you just got to lock in for the rest of his career. He's born to be a Dodger. He should leave the game as a Dodger.
Elmer's, he's the glue.
That was a good one.
He's the clubhouse glue. He's Elmer's. Kike. We love him. We love some Kike.
Like, I don't get Elmer's. What's Elmer's?
Dodgers winning this one 6-1. Going on to game 2. We had Dustin May on the mound. He looked sharp.
Oh, so good. First start in
Really sharp.
over 600 days or whatever from Tommy John getting his throat cut up by a piece of salad, which is insane. Glad he's okay. Good for him.
Who gets hurt eating salad?
It's very rare.
I thought salad was good for you.
It is, except when you, I don't know, like, was it like the almost the heart of it, like the really hard white part of it that went down his throat and cut like an L?
Romaine.
That's crazy. But glad he's good. Filthy stuff. Such a good addition to our I'm about to say lineup. Such a good addition to our rotation. So happy he's back.
And you got to give props to the bullpen through the first few games of the season. They were lights out.
Lights out.
No different in this one. Anthony Banda getting the win. His second win in the early going.
Banda.
Vesia looked great too. Blake Trinan lights out. Tanner Scott getting his second save. He was a little rocky in the first couple appearances.
Yeah, nerves. Sure, why not? Signing a big contract, trying to prove yourself. You don't have to, bud. You've already earned it. Just do what you normally do. That's all you got to do.
Dodgers falling behind early, but Dustin May keeping them close against Chris Sale, who is one of the best pitchers in baseball, reigning Cy Young in the National League.
Filth. Crazy arm angle, tough to hit.
But former teammate Mookie Betts taking him deep.
Smack.
Dodgers scoring all they would need in the 6th.
Yeah.
With a 3 spot. Mookie Betts with that 2-run home run. And that's all it would take to win the series against the Braves.
Yeah. And at this point, the Braves were 0-6 to start their season. I think it was their manager who was quoted saying, what's his name? Snitker. Who's quoted saying, yeah, I mean, tough way to start. If this was in the middle of the season, it would just be like, oh, a bad spot. But because it's the way you start out the season, it's like the end of the world. Sure, for reporters, and honestly, that's how the team feels. I mean, you can't buy a win. You're 0-6. That's a tough place to be.
Don't count out the Braves.
No.
The Braves are a solid baseball team.
Yes.
We were watching this series and just thinking, what happened to the Braves? They look terrible.
Yeah.
This lineup is a shell of what it used to be.
It really is.
Once these guys get going, once they get Ronald Acuna back,
yeah,
don't count out the Braves. They're going to have a good season.
I mean, it's a shell of a lineup, not as far as they're not the same guys, because it's the same guys, but they're just not hitting. I mean, at this point, Michael Harris, at this point in the season, during this game, is batting $130. Riley is batting under 100, which is insane. Olsen's batting 160. No, Riley's like a really consistent guy. Usually, kind of like Muncy, has a really good eye. It just yeah, like you said, nowhere near. Ozuna batting 200. Albies is batting closer to 100 than he is 200, which is crazy to think. And I don't even know these other guys. So there you go.
You know, this is pretty typical. The Dodgers got off to a hot start with the sticks.
Yeah.
Most teams coming out of spring training, pitchers have the advantage.
Yes.
It takes the bats a little while to warm up. I think it's going to be no different with the Braves. Don't count out the Braves. They're going to have a good year.
Yeah, they will. It's definitely a tougher division than it has been in the past. They've usually been the team that just run away with it. But, I mean, you got the Mets getting Soto. Still going to finish no greater than third place. You heard it here first. Then you got... Who else you got? The Nationals, and then who else you got? The Phillies and the Braves. It's going to come down to the Phillies and the Braves. Who else am I missing? The Marlins. No. So yeah, it's going to come down to...
You forgot about the Marlins?
I mean,
that's disrespectful.
Everybody else does. I mean, even Jeter did. He got out of there quick.
Got to get out.
Sorry.
Got to get out, DK.
Not sorry. Good job, bud. Hey, great documentary. I like that Dodger documentary they helped produce.
That was pretty good.
It's pretty good. Still watching it, but no time, no life.
Going to game 3, the Dodgers falling behind early thanks to some errors for Max Muncy.
Yes.
2 errors at third. Muncy's not a third baseman. The Dodgers are going to stick with him there. Nowhere else to put him. You kind of have to. He's not a third baseman, but he would make up for it later in the game. Don't forget.
Yes.
Blake Snell getting hurt there. Still too many walks from Blake Snell.
It's the whole pitching staff up to this point. But yeah, Snell, it's been his MO. He gives up too many walks. He's trying to pinpoint too much. You got to make him hit it. You know, you got to make it enticing. You got to make it look like a strike and then fall out, not ball the whole time. You know, these are big league hitters. He knows that. Tweak it. You got this.
The bullpen keeping them in this game, though, doing what it takes to keep the score close. Michael Conforto with his first home run as a Dodger. Tommy Edman, the National League leader in home runs to this point. He's got 5 already. He hit his 4th in this one.
5 already? And
5.
He's like 5'10", my height.
They don't call him Tommy Tanks for no reason.
What a stud. And he's doing it from both sides of the plate. Last year, it was only from the right side of the plate. But, I mean, I think 2 or 3 of the 5 have been from the left side. So, very interesting.
Tommy can swing it.
From both sides of the plate.
Tell you.
Yeah, what a stud.
And then Max Muncy making up for those couple of errors with the game time double in the bottom of the 8th. That was huge. 2 outs, 2 runners on, 2 strikes, smacks it into the gap.
Huge.
Tied up at 5.
Huge. The Dodgers just starting this season just like they did, ending last season, just clutch. Don't count them out. Even with two strikes, especially with 2 strikes, best team in baseball with 2 strikes.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but after those 2 errors from Muncy, there was a routine ground ball to third. He threw the guy out. Standing ovation. Dodger fans knew the assignment, and they passed. A+.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Dodger fans are petty. We expect a lot, but we'll let you know. We'll let you know when you mess up and then make up for it. So that was funny.
That's the difference between West Coast baseball and East Coast baseball. At the end of the day, you still got the support behind the players. We're not going to boo you out of the stadium. We might be a little bit upset. Kenley Jansen might argue with that, but Max Muncy getting a standing ovation for making a routine play on a ground ball to third.
I mean, I'll get into Kenley's thing. I mean, unfortunately, being the closer, when it comes down to it, the whole game, the entire 9 innings relies on you getting 3 outs, and that's the frustration, I think, with the fans and you being the closer. Now, you do have the all-time saves in Dodger history. Should, I think, be a Hall of Famer. As a Dodger, don't mess that up. I don't care if they booed you. But you know what? Which fan base do you think is the harshest on their own players? It has to be on the East Coast, first of all. But which of the 2? Do you know which 2 I'm thinking of?
Philly and New York.
Yes. Okay. Of the 2, who do you think is the worst to their own players?
New York. Absolutely New York. Hands down.
I would argue
Philly's a really tough place to play.
Yes.
But New York's gonna let you hear it. They're gonna give it to you. If you don't live up to expectations and you don't play right, New York's gonna let you know.
You know what? I would have to agree. I was going to argue the opposite, but the one situation I think about is Trey Turner.
Yes.
Terrible start to his big contract, or not extension, but big contract he signed within that first season. 2 years ago now already? Terrible start, but all of a sudden, he gets 1 hit and they just give him a standing ovation. They really buy into their players, especially if you buy a $300 million guy. But then you're absolutely right, because in New York, the Yankees, even the Mets, but especially the Yankees, those people in the Bronx are just terrible people.
Ruthless.
You heard it here first.
Ruthless.
Especially if they're not playing for the Yankees. I mean, those 2 guys trying to rip Mookie's hand off, not an exaggeration, literally grabbed his hand and bums. I'm glad they got banned from every stadium forever.
You're banned.
That's what should have happened.
For life.
Good. Okay, back to this one. Big tangent.
Shohei Ohtani walking it off in the 9th. Not surprised.
On his own bobblehead night of all.
He had to do it. He had to do it. Bobblehead night. You got to hit a walk-off home run. He went 3 for 5 in this one and had the biggest hit of the whole ball game.
Oh yeah. He's just the guy you can always rely on, especially in the late innings. He knows the assignment. He knows what to do. Just clutch up, win the game.
So Dodgers starting out the year 8-0 again. A historic start. I feel like every single news article on the MLB app is, history, historic start, history this, new record this. But it is a fact the Dodgers are the best reigning World Series champions to start the next season at 8-0.
Yes, and are we going to win every game? No, of course not. Nobody will. But you know what? We've won the most after winning the World Series. Nobody can take that away.
No hangover there.
No.
You mentioned this. They brought in so many new guys. They brought in so many different moving pieces, and they're ready to go. They're hungry. They want to win again.
They are, and I think what a lot of times happens with the hangover, the next season after you win a World Series, they keep the exact same team doing the exact same things, and it doesn't always pan out. But the Dodgers made enough moving pieces, signed the guys that did make impacts, but didn't keep the exact same team. It is not a completely different team, but it is a different team. Enough to where you're not relying just on the same guys doing the exact same thing, and I think that's what's paid off.
So, Dodgers heading over to the East Coast. We were just talking about the Phillies. That's who they faced off against. Phillies are a good ball team.
They really are, but you know what? We did not deserve to win that first game, for a fact. Luzardo, he had a great first start. He killed us in this start. 7 full innings. He only gave up 2 hits, and it was only to Teo, if I'm correct. He got the only 2 hits against him.
Teo with the only 2 hits against Luzardo. Luzardo shut him down. Yamamoto looked pretty good in this one, but again, 3 walks.
3 walks in 6 innings. It's the same amount of hits that he gave up. But you know what? You can't be perfect, but this was a darn good start for him. I'm excited for Yoshi. He deserves it. He really does pitch his rear end off.
The defense in this series was subpar.
Yes.
Not doing what it takes
I would call
to get a win.
Terrible.
Pretty terrible.
Not subpar, but pretty bad.
Dodgers made it interesting in the 9th. Tommy Edman with the 2-run home run to bring the Dodgers within a run. We had that crazy play at the end of the ball game.
I would even go back to the 8th inning when we had, I think it was Rojas at third. Mookie's up to bat. You got Shohei at first with 2 outs, and Shohei decides to steal second base instead of letting Mookie Betts be Mookie Betts and try to get a hit, work a walk, and he runs himself out of the inning. Because then what happens the next inning? Mookie gets on, Edman hits a 2-run home run. His 5th of the season, MLB leading. So you just can't, nobody gave him the green light. They're going to let Shohei do whatever he wants because he's the guy. And he's usually making the right call. That was a bad call. You do not run yourself out of the inning with already 2 outs in the inning. You can't try to make something happen because you already have a guy in scoring position. Yes, you try to get the lead, but you know what? You're Shohei Ohtani. If he hits a double, you're scoring from first no matter what. You don't need to be that aggressive because you got what some would say is the top 3 or top 2 best catcher in all of baseball behind the plate with a really good arm. You can't chance that, especially with the game on the line.
We saw bad base running,
yes,
and bad defense in this series from the Dodgers.
You were down by 3 runs at the time anyway. So that stolen base isn't going to help you out. You're still going to score from first, guaranteed, because you're that fast.
The run at the plate matters in that situation,
yes,
not the runner at first.
Absolutely. And hindsight's always 20/20, but you know what? You can't chance it. You can't think, okay, I might be safe, but what if you're out, which he was, the whole inning's over. You got all that momentum wiped away.
It's one thing if you have a guy in the bottom of the order at the plate in that
yes,
situation. You've got Mookie Betts, one of the best baseball
yes,
players in the whole league, at
yes,
the plate. You don't take that chance.
No. And if he was on nearly any other team, for sure I can name 20 to 25 other teams, he would probably be your best batter at the plate. So you don't want to chance that. Got a call.
Absolutely. So Dodgers dropping their first game of the year.
Tough way to lose your first game, but I kind of cut you off there if you want to go back really quick. The way that game ended, tough strike them out, throw them out situation. I guess I get it, trying to make something happen. But that's a tough way to lose a game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially because they overturned the call and he was out. I hate Philly fans. Makes me mad.
Game 2, you had Sasaki going up against Aaron Nola. A couple of aces on the bump.
You know what? So many people, just because Sasaki is obviously nervous, the youngest guy on the pitching staff, has a couple rough starts and literally 2 rough starts to open it up. I have so much faith in this guy. It's crazy how much people are just writing him off and saying he's overrated. They're only saying that because he signed with LA. Guaranteed.
Same thing happened with Yamamoto last year. Had that bad start in Korea against the Padres.
His first start.
How'd that end up for you?
He was lights out in the World Series, all the playoffs, but especially in the World Series for us.
Sasaki's going to be just fine. He was just fine in this one. Went 4 innings, struck out 4, 3 hits allowed, 2 walks, 1 earned run.
A lot of walks.
Didn't pitch enough innings, didn't get to the minimum to get the win in this one. The win went to Banda, who's 3-0 on the year.
You know what? Good for him. He's coming in, and what a crazy pickup last year, because when they first got him, I'm like, who's this guy? It ends up being one of the most clutch arms we needed throughout the playoffs. What a great pickup. Sneaky. That's what the Dodgers do. Find you, fix you, make you an all-star. That's what we do.
Sasaki falling behind 1-0 after the first. Kike Hernandez with his third home run of the year, putting the Dodgers on top. Dodgers scoring another one in the sixth on the home run from Conforto.
Yeah.
And that would be all it would take to finish this one off. Tanner Scott with his third save of the year.
Yes.
Bullpen looking really good in this one. And the Dodgers evening up the series at 1. And then we had an exciting one on Sunday to wrap the series up. Didn't go the Dodgers' way. Teoscar Hernandez getting it started early with that 2-run home run in the first.
5 RBIs this game. 5. You can't win it, and one guy gets you 5 runs? Crazy.
Glasnow, 5 walks in just 2 innings.
2 innings, man. I mean, I get it. You're not going to have your best stuff, but you got to be more competitive. And it's early. I get it. But it starts now. And honestly, they'll fix it. He's got a +6 ER right now because of it. But you know what? Just tough times.
Teoscar wasn't done. He hit his second home run of the ball game to bring the Dodgers within 3. Mookie Betts, a 2-run double in the 7th, made it 6-5.
Stud.
Absolute stud. Will Smith put the Dodgers on top in that 7th inning, 7-6. But the Dodgers couldn't hold on. Blake Trinan with a rough outing this time, giving up 2 runs in just 1 inning.
That's rough.
And the Dodgers couldn't overcome it. Ended up losing this one 8-7.
Tough times. You know what? I hate to say it because I love the Dodgers, but they deserve to lose those 2 games. Bad base running. I mean, if you're not going to be able to move ahead appropriately at the appropriate times or doing it the right way, you don't deserve to win a baseball game. And a lot of the times, I'll say it, hitting's important, fielding's important. Base running is one of, if not, in my opinion, more important, because it doesn't matter if you get on base, what are you going to do when you get there? You can easily run yourself out of an inning like that. You get on base, you get picked off. You're not doing it the right way. You try to steal a second, you get on the timing, boom, you're done. You make an error, you don't see he catches the ball, you're out of the inning. I mean, it's little things on the base run, on the base pass that really mess it up for you. Not only that, we did score 7 runs, but we still left 5 on base. Can't win a ball game, you don't deserve to win it. You don't.
So, Dodgers dropping their first series of the year.
Boom.
Let's talk a little bit about what's going on this week. Dodgers went to the White House.
Yes, good for them. We heard reports that they weren't.
Thank you. It was a beautiful jersey. I love this jersey. Isn't that a beautiful jersey, Mason?
Did they give him 47?
They gave him number 47. Dodgers ended up going to the White House. You heard some reporters spreading around some rumors that they might not go. You know what? I love that they went. They should go. They're not diplomats. They're baseball players. You won the World Series. Go to the White House. It doesn't matter who's in there.
You get an invite, you gotta go.
Take a couple pictures. Give a couple speeches. Easy peasy. You're done.
Shake some hands, in and out. And then you gotta play a ball game that they're losing. I will say that Gore pitched his rear end off, and our pitchers, again, not doing the best. Giving up 6 runs through 8 innings already, but I think it initially happened through 6 innings. I want to say that May, he's given up, at the time that he was taken out, only 4 runs this season. 3 unearned.
Just 1 in this one. Retired the last 11 batters that he faced. Dustin May's got nasty stuff.
Good stuff.
When he's out there, he's going to give you a chance to win. He gave the Dodgers a chance to win in this one. But the offense just hasn't gotten it done today.
Swinging at a lot of things outside the zone. They got to tighten that up, tighten the defense up, and let's get back to winning 8 in a row again.
Shohei Ohtani with a home run in this one.
Was that 2?
He's just a double shy of the cycle.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Hopefully it's 6-4 in the bottom of the 8th, so hopefully we can get out of this and get one more at bat. Get a, what do I like to call it? An away walk-off.
an away walk-off.
That'd be fun.
Dodgers 2 errors in this one. Infield looks shaky. I don't like Mookie at shortstop at all.
He isn't solid. He is pretty good, but he's not a solid Dodger level starting shortstop.
He panics. He panics out there. He does.
Yeah. He's just not as comfortable as he would be in right field because he's a Gold Glove right fielder. I hate that they're trying to just shake it up, but I get it. They're trying to keep him on the field, but you got to have good defense. If you don't have good defense, if you don't have, I would say, perfect defense, you're not going to ball game. That's the way it happens, especially in the big leagues. You got to have good defense. You got to make the small plays. You got to make the simple plays, the routine plays, or you're going to lose.
As it stands now, Dodgers losing 6-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Hopefully they can come back and get another comeback victory and get on top of this one. We'll check out tomorrow's game. Dodgers are going up against the Nationals again. It'll be Wrobleski on the mound for the Dodgers. Nationals have not announced their starter. And then in game 3 of this series, it'll be Irvin going for the Nationals. Dodgers have not announced the starter there.
Favorite guy, TBD.
TBD, who knows? And then the Cubs are coming to town to finish out the week. We don't have any starters announced in this series, so we'll see where it goes from there. But Dodgers-Cubs, early rematch.
And hopefully we sweep them again. We just got to make better plays behind the pitcher, less stress, less pitches, better outcomes.
Overall, what are your 2 favorite things about this team to start the year?
Start the year until like the last series against the Phillies, clutch. Never count them out. Just like I mentioned, the way that we ended is the way that we started. Especially with 2 strikes, best team in baseball coming back.
And your second?
I can't count apparently. I don't have a second. That's all I got. Next.
That's all he's got. My 2 favorite things about this team to start the year, I love the bullpen. The bullpen is outstanding. It's nasty. They showed some chutzpah.
Yes.
Chutzpah. Did I pronounce that correctly?
I don't even know what you're saying.
Chutzpah. I love this bullpen. I think it's going to serve us very well in October. We've got some nasty arms.
Yes.
They have shut down stuff, and I think they're going to continue to do that. And also, I love this offense.
Yeah, it's hard to count against them. I mean, we need Freddie back. I want Freddie back. We need Freddie back.
We need Freddie.
But I mean, you got Ohtani, Betts, and then when Freeman's there, you got Freddie Freeman. That's a tough top 3 to beat.
I don't think it's coincidental that as soon as Freddie Freeman got hurt, the team kind of fell apart a little bit, a little shaky.
I agree.
He's the cornerstone.
Yeah, need that guy.
Corner infielder, cornerstone.
Need him back.
What are the 2 things you're most worried about with this team?
Too many walks. Way too many walks. And I'm worried that they're getting too complacent. They need to play at the level of thinking every team that's going to play you thinks it's their Game 7 of the World Series, and they're going to try and beat you no matter what. So you need to not be complacent, and you need to play with your foot on the gas every game, all game.
That'll do it for us here on this edition of Lad Talk. Make sure, if you like what we're doing here, like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Let's go down.
Adios. Cool.